What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about a $30,000 profit wholesale deal I recently closed in Texas. That's right. I'm going to be breaking down all the details of this deal, how I got it, what marketing I did to find the deal, how I talked to the seller, how I got it under contract, how I marketed it to cash buyers, and how I sold it and closed the deal and got paid. So I'm going to be breaking down all of it for you in this video so that way you can learn how a wholesale deal takes place, how to get one, and how to close one. So make sure you stick around to the very end of the video so that way you can learn everything possible. Also, if you're not already subscribed, go down below, hit the red button, and subscribe to the channel. It helps me reach more people and impact more lives, so I'd really appreciate it if you go subscribe. Other than that, let's get right into the video. So first off, what marketing channel did this deal come from? It came from cold calling marketing. And let me show you what cold callers I use when it comes to wholesaling real estate. So this is the callgenius.com. This is where I hire my cold callers from. There's a link in the description down below for this. This is a fully turnkey marketing solution. You hire these cold callers, they come fully trained, so that way they can start taking calls for you day one and finding motivated seller leads and deals for you. So those are the cold callers I used. I gave them a list. I uploaded a list to the dialer for them of motivated sellers that had lived in their property for 15 years plus in Texas. In Houston, Texas, I pulled a list of homeowners that had lived in their property for over 15 years in Houston, Texas, uploaded that to the dialer, and the cold callers from the callgenius.com started calling that list. The reason why I called a list of homeowners that have lived in their property for more than 15 years is because those homeowners are more motivated to sell. A homeowner is a lot more motivated to sell when they've owned the property for over 10 years, I would say. So since they've lived in it for 15 years, it might be time they're more likely to be wanting to move to a new property. So that's why I targeted a list of 15 years plus residents. If you're looking to get a list like that, there's links in the description for two different data providers that I use for my motivated seller lists. One is PropStream, one is Cole. So make sure you check that out down below. But once we uploaded that list to the dialer and once the cold callers started calling that list, they started passing us motivated seller leads into our system of people that said, hey, yeah, I do want a cash offer for my property. And instantly, once we got those leads, my sales reps, which were here after hours, so they're not here right now, but my sales reps picked up the phone and called these sellers back and started talking with them. They started talking with them in detail about their exact situation. Exactly why do they want to sell? How much money do they want for their property? What is the exact condition of the property? And we did all of that. So we're talking with these sellers, and eventually one of my sales reps got a great motivated seller on the phone. They said they wanted to sell the property because they had been living in it for 18 years and both of their kids just moved away to college, and now they are empty nesters and they no longer need this much space. Their kids moved out to college, they no longer need this big house, and so they want to sell it. So that's a lot of motivation right there. And so now we had their motivation, so we could use that to sell them on why they should take our offer. The next part was we needed to find out the exact condition of the property. So that way we knew how much repairs it would need, so that way we could make an accurate offer. So next, what you're going to want to do is you're always going to want to ask the seller multiple times if they have an asking price before you give an offer. So my sales rep tried and tried and tried to pull an asking price out of the seller. And the seller said they wanted $315,000 for their property. Now this property was worth around $360,000 when we ran our comparables. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to use a platform like PropStream to run the numbers. What you do is you plug the address into PropStream, and it's going to give you all the comparable properties in the area and what they sold for, so that way you can figure out the property you're looking at, its exact value. So that's what my sales rep did. We saw in PropStream, which there's a link down below for PropStream if you want to try that platform out. There's a 7-day free trial link down below so you can try out the platform. But we plugged that address into PropStream. It told us it was worth $360,000. We knew the seller wanted $315,000. Well, at $315,000 and it being worth $360,000, there's not enough room there. That would be a really tight deal. So what we had to do is we had to negotiate. So considering we knew the condition of the property was kind of outdated and was going to need basically a full remodel to update the property, here's the pictures that we got from the seller. So that way I can show you what the property looked like. Let me share my screen and show you the pictures. So this is what the property looks like. They told us, it's kind of those brown colors, wood floors that were original. They took care of the house, but it's kind of outdated. And it would need some updating, some new carpets, new paint, new flooring. The kitchen, it had granite countertops, but the cabinets are kind of beat up. There's mixed match flooring all over the house. So we knew right there that the property, considering it was about 1,800 square feet, was going to need probably right around $20,000 in a remodel to make it fully modern and to make the property worth $360,000. So we knew we were going to have to get the seller down a good amount from $315,000 down to $260,000. And you're probably saying, geez, that would be a big reduction to get the seller to go down that much. Well, what we did is we did the math with the seller. We explained, this is going to cost this much, the kitchen's going to cost this much, paint's going to cost this much, flooring is going to cost this much, here's what it will cost in closing costs and commissions, here's what it will cost when we go to sell it, all of our expenses, so that way they understood why we had to be at X price. This is called selling with logic. And so we did the math with them and told them that we would need to be at $260,000 in order to purchase their property. And at first they were like, no way, we can't take that. But then we explained, in your property's current condition, the most you'll get, even if you sold it the traditional way, would be around $280,000. And after the closing costs and the commissions that you would have to pay to the realtor that helps you sell it, you're pretty much going to net right around $260,000, maybe a little bit more. So you wouldn't even make much more money if you went the traditional route. When we're trying to provide you an easy solution to sell where it won't take much effort for you at all, it's a cash offer, as is condition, no inspection, you don't have to clean it up, and you're basically going to get the same amount of money for way less work, and it was starting to become a no-brainer for them. They started to understand the value of our offer, the value of our service, way more. And this is what you're going to need to do as a wholesaler in order to get these deals locked up low. You have to make the value of your product and service, of your offer, worth way more than the dollar amount, right? Our offer may be lower and you may not be maximizing how much money you can get out of your property, but because it's as is, because it's an easy solution, because there's no inspections, the value starts to become more than the dollar amount, and that's what you got to do to lock up these deals low. So we got the seller to agree to $260,000, which was amazing, and now we sent over the contract to them. If you need a contract, go to jacobblank.com/free and download my purchase contract for completely free. You're also going to get an assignment contract and a cold calling script for free as well. So go check that out at jacobblank.com/free. But we sent them over the contract through DocuSign and we got them to sign. And now we had the deal locked up. So there we go. We had the deal locked up. And now I'm going to move into how we market the deal to cash buyers and sell it. But first, I want to rewind for a second. You're probably wondering, how did we calculate our offer? So yes, we used PropStream to pull up the address and find out what the property is worth. And we found out, yeah, the property is worth $360,000. But from there, how did we find out that we needed to lock it up, get it under contract at $260,000? Well, what we did is we used my offer calculator. I have an offer calculator that's available at jacobblank.com/shop. So if you go to jacobblank.com/shop, my offer calculator is available here. And what this calculator does, which there's a training video all about it here, but what it does is basically you plug in a few of the comparables that you found on PropStream. So we plugged in a comp that we saw sold for $360,000. We saw one that sold for $354,000 and one that sold for $340,000. We plugged those comps into the calculator, and then it gives us our estimated ARV. It gives us the average of those comparables. And so now we have the average price that the property is probably worth. Then it has a drop down where we're able to choose how much repairs the property needs and if it needs a ton of work or not. And it's going to calculate automatically how much the repair cost is. it's going to minus out all those fees from the average price, and then it's going to give us our MAO, our maximum allowed offer. So the calculator did all the calculations for us to tell us, hey, you got to be at $260,000 for you to make money on this deal. So if you're struggling with making your offers to the seller and you're struggling to lock up deals at a price that works where you're able to make a profit, I highly recommend you go to jacobblank.com/shop and check out this calculator. But there we go. That's how we did our numbers. We sent them the contract. They signed. There we go. We have the deal locked up. Amazing. Now we need to sell the deal. So we needed the seller to send us pictures of the property, or we were going to have to send somebody out to the property to take pictures of it. So fortunately, the seller was able to send us pictures. And now that we had the pictures of the property, we were able to put together our listing of all the details about this property and all the photos and email blast that to our cash buyers list. We've been building a massive cash buyers list in all the markets we're in over the past 4 years. And what we do is now that we have this huge buyers list built up, once we get a deal, we just email blast it off to those cash buyers and we get a bunch of offers back. So if you're looking to use our cash buyers and have us help you sell your wholesale deal to our cash buyers list, you can go to jacobblank.com/dispo and you can input all the information here in this form about the deal that you have, and me and my team will call you up and help you sell your deal to our cash buyers and help you make the most money possible. So you can use our cash buyers too. So that's what we did. We email blasted it out to our cash buyers and we started getting offers back. We got a lot of lowball offers. We got offers for around like $270, one in $260, like $263. We got an offer at $280 and we were like, okay, there we go. We have it at $260, we have a $280. We could make $20,000 there. Okay, so we started talking to that buyer, trying to push them up as high as we could. We got them to go up like $2,000. So now they were at $282 and we were going to make $22,000. But all of a sudden we were about to take that offer and all of a sudden a $290,000 cash offer came in. We were a little skeptical though because all the offers seemed lower and we were like, hey, why is this one a decent amount higher than every other offer we've gotten? But we talked to them, we vetted them, we made sure that they have done other deals recently. They gave us addresses of properties that they've recently flipped. They sent us proof of funds showing they actually had the funds to buy the deal. And so we vetted this buyer and then we were ready to go with them. So what we then did was we wrote up the assignment contract and we sent that over via DocuSign, and the cash buyer signed the assignment contract, and now we sent all the paperwork to the title company so that way they could close out this transaction. And we gave the cash buyer 2 days to deposit $5,000 non-refundable earnest money. You're always going to want to get between $3,000 to $5,000 non-refundable earnest money from your cash buyer, so that way you're sure they're not going to back out of the deal and that they're actually going to buy it. So they deposited their earnest money, the $5,000 non-refundable earnest money, to title, and now we knew we had the deal locked in. So now we were just hoping for a smooth transaction process all the way to the close. And that happened on this deal. We didn't have any issues. Everything went smooth from there on. The title company did all the paperwork. The cash buyer stayed in line and did what he needed to do. The seller signed closing docs. Buyer signed closing docs on the day of closing. And boom, the title company recorded the transaction with the county and the deal was done. We just closed a $30,000 wholesale deal, just like that. It started from cold calling. Then it got here to my sales managers. They spoke to the seller and they negotiated with them and found out all the details about the situation and the property. We got it under contract. We then got pictures of the property and marketed the deal to our cash buyers list. And then we sent everything to title so that way the title company could close out our transaction, and bingo, the deal closed and we made $30,000. That's how this wholesale deal took place. If you have any other questions about things I didn't mention about the process, make sure to ask me them down below in the comments. But other than that, this was another amazing deal. And before we go, I want to mention there is a bunch of wholesaling real estate resources in the description. So make sure to scroll down below and check out what resources and free tools and stuff that I'm giving away to you down below. Make sure to check that out. But other than that, I hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure to hit the like button. And if you're not already subscribed, go down below, hit the red button and subscribe to the channel. It helps me reach more people and impact more lives. So I'd really appreciate it if you go subscribe. Other than that, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.